The Giants began the season with great expectations. The world champs raised the flag and looked to defend their title. However, as the season wore on, frustrations began to overwhelm the orange and black. Yet they still had their share of magical moments. A walk-off inside the park home run, a no-hitter, and a near-perfect game. Now the Giants head into the offseason with Hunter Pence ready to provide the inspiration. It's the final game of the season, and it's coming up next.
It's Hyundai Sunday on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Is Giants Baseball is brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers. Today it's the Giants and Padres' final regular season game here at AT&T Park. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, this is the last ball game of the year. This is game 162. And yes, we would all like to be headed to the playoffs, but that's not happening this year. But there's still, it's a baseball game, so you still want to play well and end on a high note.
Well, you absolutely do. You want to play well in front of this crowd always, but there's some personal things that are at stake too. Guillermo Moscoso, he has a chance to sort of put a good taste in the mouth of a general manager or other general managers watching this game. The two Brandons have something at stake. Crawford wants to hit 250. Bell wants to hit 290. And, of course, Hunter Pence, he wants to play at 162. And, oh, by the way, it's going to be in the box score tomorrow, and you never want to embarrass your college coach, your high school coach, or your Little League coach, so you better play well.
And a couple of old girlfriends. Okay, when we come back, we will have the lineups and the very first pitch of this game right after this.
It is game number 162. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. 67 degrees here at the yard. Winds at 10 miles per hour. Humidity is high, and it's a bit overcast. Padres lineup brought to you by Coors Light. It'll be Denorfia, Guzman, and Jerko. Chase Headley, 50 RBIs this season. He had 115 last year. Medica will hit 5th, and it's Katse Hundley in Amarisa. Tyson Ross will pitch in bat 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be Guillermo Moscoso, making his 2nd start of the year. And this is what he has done in his 12 appearances as a Giant. 2-2 with a 4.21 ERA, 27 strikeouts, and 25 2/3 innings. Tells you that he's got good stuff. 17 walks in 25 innings. That tells you that he doesn't have great command with it. When he's right, you're going to see a low to mid-90s fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup. The changeup really is a big pitch for him. If he's getting it over, he's going to be tough. Plain and simple.
So Tim Lincecum's going to manage this one today. I don't know. Maybe he'll manage a little bit. He takes that big old right paw and says, okay, we're going to do this, Tim.
Your time is over.
Okay, Tim.
Thanks for noticing. Let's take a look at the defense behind Moscoso. In the outfield will be Perez, Blanco, and a familiar face, Hunter Pence, making start number 162. Crawford and Sandoval on the left side of the infield, Abreu and Belt on the right side. And Buster Posey will be in the squat, putting down the signs.
So here's Moscoso, and the first pitch of the ball game is a called strike. So we get started at 106. And the 0-1 pitch, and Denorfia takes up high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Denorfia, a couple of hits yesterday, also hit a home run off of Petit. It's kind of been a tough out for the Giants ever since he arrived in this Padre uniform. He hits this one down the right field line, a souvenir. A lot of orange today. It's almost as if our Giants fans said, we're going to go to this last game and we're going to break out every piece of orange we got.
That's the spirit.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, they got together on the phone last night. They decided we're wearing our orange.
People that don't have orange on have a jersey of some sort. But it's a great sight. And the passion this fan base has had for this team is absolutely incredible. There's the appeal to first. 2-2 to Denorfia.
Just an incredible year of support from our Giants fans.
Denorfia 0 for 2 lifetime against Moscoso. And this game starts out with a Denorfia strikeout.
Take a look at the strikeout pitch. A little slider that just drops straight down. And we're going to look at his motion from our Exmo, brought to you by local Toyota dealer. He's got sometimes he doesn't always get up on top, and if he collapses that back shoulder, he'll have push. When he has a high shoulder, he'll control that low part of the zone, and that really is one of his keys. And he does that by shortening his stride.
Guzman gets a pitch to hit, and he fouls it straight back.
Both pitchers today are going to benefit from a good strike zone. We've only seen Quinn Wilcott behind the plate one other time. He's a young umpire. But he's a low ball umpire, and he's a good breaking ball umpire, and he will give some corners on both sides. And the thing that we were impressed with most was that his strike zone was set early, and it stayed that way the whole game.
Here's the 0-1. Guzman fouls it back. He's another Padre that has given the Giants fits. See the rest of the umpiring crew: Fletcher Drake and Joe West. Joe West at third. He's the crew chief. He's got body language crew chief written all over him.
Yes, he does.
I mean, he does. The 0-2 pitch. Got him.
In the breaking ball, the payoff pitch for Moscoso. He's on pace.
He is on pace to strike out 27.
Take a look at the breaking ball again, straight down biter, and that is a pitch that he has found early.
Here's Jerko. Jerko hitting 249. He'd like to end up over 250. He's going to tap this one foul. Although the way Jerko swings, he may not care. What he wants is 6 really good swings to hit one out of the park.
That's exactly what he wants.
You see, he's got 22.
Padres have really come up with some young players that have some pop, and this is one of them.
59 RBIs for Jerko. If you do swing for the long ball, you're also going to have some strikeouts. And if we check Jerko's numbers strikeout wise, he's got 123. So 2-1 to Jed Jerko. Hit on the ground towards the hole. Crawford on the backhand. He sets it. He's got time to throw in Moscoso with a nice first inning. Giants coming up. It'll be Blanco to lead things off.
Participating Jack in the Box with Jack's really big chicken sandwich combos for only $3.99 plus tax. And by Toyota. Do the math and save at your local Toyota dealer.
It's a 0-0 ball game. Here's the Giants lineup brought to you by Coors Light. And the lineup will go like this. It'll be Blanco, Abreu, and Belt. Buster Posey will hit cleanup. Hunter Pence, he leads the Giants in home runs and RBIs. It'll be Sandoval, Crawford, and Perez, and Moscoso will pitch and bat ninth.
On the hill today for the Padres will be Tyson Ross, the local kid out of Oakland. He's a big guy, 6'6", 230-pounder. This is what he has done in 34 games this year. This will be his 16th start. 3-8 with a 3.10 ERA. 112 strikeouts in 119 innings. This guy's got good stuff. He's got lots of sink, too. You're going to see a fastball like the low to mid-90s. And when he's right, you'll see a lot of ground balls. Interesting about this guy, in his last 11 starts, they have scored 12 runs for him. He's had the worst run support in the major leagues, 1.59 runs averaged. But he's pitched well.
And Blanco takes a strike. Blanco hitting .267, 3 home runs, 41 driven in. In at third is Headley. Abreu, Belt. So Ross will face 3 left-handed hitters here to open up the ball game. Out of play, it's 1-2. This was what the scoreboard put on out in center field. Hunter Pence became just the only San Francisco Giants player to start every game this year, 162. And Blanco's going to open up the ball game for the Giants offensively with a strikeout.
Good hard breaking ball. Definitely established that in the eyes of the Giants hitters. Let's take a look at the Padre defense playing behind Tyson Ross today. Starting in the outfield from left to right will be Guzman, Denorfia, and Kotze. And Marista and Headley on the left side of the infield. Jerko and Medica on the right side. And Nick Huntley will be in the squad. putting down the signs today for Tyson Ross.
Abreu takes down low. Abreu hitting at 263. He's going to drive this one into the gap. And diving is Guzman, and he can't get it. Abreu is going to stop at second with a little limp, and he's got a double. Guzman nearly caught that ball.
That would have been a great play. It's a little sinker. He leaves it out up. He loses a lot of movement the higher up it goes. As it gets up higher around that belt, it starts to fade away from the lefty. And you have to go with it. And this is really a nice at bat and a nice effort from Guzman.
So here's Belt. Belt at 287. 17 big flies, 65 driven in. I'll say this about Ross. He throws downhill. I mean, I know he's tall, but he just, it's like, here it comes.
Tall guys that throw high. He got a 3/4, but he gets tilt because of his size.
He comes at you 0-2.
He can run it up there. I mean, you can see why the Padres like this guy. It's always been a matter of command. I mean, he's got his command, and he's a 3-pitch guy, but he can really pitch with just the fastball and the changeup. He's got his slider today, which is a bonus, but he's got that much movement on the fastball.
Well, he's going right after Brandon Belt.
Take a look at his motion. That's a real high leg kick, and because of that, he's not very quick out of the stretch. He'll be a little quicker with runners at first base, but with runners at second base, that's like about a second and a half. That's really slow. He's not very concerned about Abreu stealing third on him.
And Belt rolls it foul. That time he came with an off-speed pitch. So Tyson Ross. The A's thought very highly of this kid for a lot of reasons. Mike mentioned it. One, he threw hard and he's from Oakland. Can't beat that. But the A's really thought of him more as somebody coming out of the bullpen. Very close, 2-2.
He's staying up right there on the hands of that inside corner. That's right to the scout report. Ross graduated from Bishop O'Dowd High School, 2005. Second round pick by the A's in 2008. Out of Cal.
Little looper to left, and it's going to fall. And here comes Abreu. And Brandon Belt, who can pick up some of the darndest hits you've ever seen, has got another one.
Well, break out the Ginsu knife, because that's what this looked like. Just taking a slice off a piece of baseball right here and get a lot of it. Doesn't have to. You can throw them out here every time. You'd go to the Hall of Fame.
You get 400.
Nobody want to sit next to you, but hey.
Yeah, you get a table for one.
That's a big league RBI double.
So here's Buster Posey. First pitch is high to Buster, hitting 294. See doubles for a first baseman. 38. That's some pretty big names right there.
Well, he joined Will Clark and Orlando Cepeda for third in the all-time list.
There's a strike to Buster Posey.
And he's not done. He got a chance to add on. If Belt got 3 hits today, he could wind up hitting 290 or 290. Yes, he's hitting 288 now.
And tight to Buster Posey.
The other guy who's kind of on the bubble is Brandon Crawford, hitting at 249, and you know he'd love to get in the 250s.
High to Buster Posey, 3-1. Three balls and one strike. Swing and a miss. So no challenge to Buster Posey. It's 3-2.
Good breaking ball. Not afraid to throw a 3-1. Got a good feel with that pitch today.
A pair of doubles here in the first inning. Posey hits a high fly ball to right. Hear the ovation for Hunter Pence. It should be a very nice one.
Right fielder, number 8, Hunter Pence.
Yep, Team Hunter.
Hunter Pence hitting .282, 27 home runs, 96 driven in.
162 starts, the only San Francisco Giant to ever do that.
And the first pitch is just a bit outside. See where he ranks? And he's first in games and then multi-hit games. Yeah, I'd say that he's had a pretty solid season. Ooh, a big swing and a foul back to even the count.
Well, he's got 96 RBIs, and you know he'd love to get to 100. And they have set the table for him here.
One pitch with Belt at second base. And that's foul and a broken bat. It's 1-2.
Hunter Pence is one of those guys that really looks visibly upset when he breaks a bat. It's almost like he's saying goodbye to an old friend.
You're right.
Joe Youngblood was the same way when he played in our era back in the 80s.
Well, there's a little bit of a difference. Joel was obsessed.
And he corked his bats.
Or we think he did.
Just kidding, Joel. Kind of.
Well, yeah, the fact that he wouldn't let anybody use his bats.
Double X gamers.
2-2.
You look at his bat in his locker in the clubhouse, and it would be 4 bats there. One would say gamer. There's an X gamer. There's a double X gamer. Then there's a triple X gamer. And if he ever broke the triple X gamer, he seriously would have tears in his eyes.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Hit on the ground sharply to Amarista. And that'll end the inning. Giants on the board, a couple of doubles. We'll head into inning number 2. Giants 1, Padres nothing.
Hyundai dealers.
All right, you want to live out your lifetime fantasy to play professional baseball? Well, check out Giants Fantasy Camp in Scottsdale, and that'll happen. It'll start on January 19th, and it goes for a full week. You get 6 days of baseball, your own uniform, accommodations, airfare, and much more. Call 800-411-1919 or visit sfgiants.com/fantasycamp. 1 ball and no strikes to Chase Headley. Off the line at third is Sandoval, and that pitch is wide, so it's 2-0. On deck is Medica and then Kotze. This will be Mark Kotze's last game. 2 balls and 1 strike.
It's a good changeup right there. We talked about that being one of his keys. When he's snapping it off and his arm action is similar to the fastball, it's a good one. When he slows the arm down and he broadcasts the pitch, it's not a good one.
Three and one.
And that's one where he just slowed his arm action down. You got to throw it.
And the 3-1 to Headley is not close. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, gentlemen, the Giants making it official today, holding a press conference earlier announcing Hunter Pence has indeed signed a 5-year extension. He'll be a Giant through the 2018 season. In attendance, Bobby Evans, a VP, and Assistant GM Larry Baer, the President, CEO, the skipper Bruce Bochy, and of course Hunter himself. Hunter shared some words of wisdom bestowed upon him by his grandfather. Work hard and don't complain. Dwayne, that made me think of you. I think that's something you would say, and you'll hear more from that press conference later in the broadcast.
No, I think the older you get, you can complain a little more. I think you earn the right to.
Absolutely. Nobody's going to listen, but you can say anything you want.
Anyway, Amy, thank you. 1 ball and no strikes to Tommy Medica, who has shown us that he's got a chance to be a pretty good hitter at the major league level. Headley with 8 steals. He's at first. And a called strike.
The thing you like about Medica's swing is that he's got bat speed and he's got bat control. And that is a dangerous combination. Once you get up here and learn how to think like a big league hitter, those are great assets to have.
2 balls and 1 strike. Kotze to follow. 1-0 Giants. What you'll see out of Moscoso now is somebody on base. He will really slow it down. Driven down the right field line. Foul. That's a pretty good swing.
Yeah, he's another thing about Medica. If you watch his swing, very, very quiet lower body, and it really puts him into a really a good, powerful, strong, balanced position to defend that strike zone. And he's got power on the outside part of the plate, which the Giants have found out in this series. He hits the ball middle away very well.
Headley with his lead. Blocked by Buster Posey. So Moscoso now goes 3-2.
And it's a big pitch. I mean, it's big in a way that he's already had a walk this inning. He's looking for his command to be responsive to the situation. The situation here is he's got to get in that strike zone. You can't set this table up with a couple of walks.
Headley will surely go. He's gone. Swing and a miss. Posey's throw. Dugout. Got him. Nice tag by Abreu.
Well, that's pretty much the big leagues with everybody involved. They throw a slider. They get Medica to chase, and Posey on a backhand. And the beautiful thing about the backhand, when you have to go across your body to reach and dig out a one-hopper, your shoulders are cocked. You're ready to throw. And a one-hop dig out on the backside of that play by Abreu for the applied tag, that's the big leagues. If you're going to miss as a catcher, miss low. Give that middle infielder a chance.
Here's Kotsay.
Last day in the big leagues. And boy, has he had a nice career. Well-respected player. 16-year veteran. College player of the year out of Cal State Fullerton. And spent some time in San Diego with Tim Flannery. Both of Flannery and Kotsay, very good friends. And it is an emotional day for a guy that's played this long. And for those who have coached him or played with him, it's an emotional day as well. And I'm sure Bruce Bochy and Tim Flannery are feeling that.
Sandoval said, we don't care about any of that. Giants are coming up. It'll be Sandoval to lead it off.
Is brought to you by Grinds Coffee Pouches. Get the product that players use and visit getgrinds.com today.
Well, here at AT&T Park, it's a 1-0 lead, but what we're watching is many people standing. Is Brian Stowe is here at the park. He is in a booth just down to our right, and the folks here just gave him a great welcome. And he looks great.
Well, he really does. We had a chance to visit with him this morning, and he was just fantastic. His smile is big as we've ever seen on him. And he wants to watch baseball, and he was so excited to be here at the ballpark.
Well, the thing that I think we were most shocked at, 100% alert as to what was going on.
Oh, yeah. Just completely has come so far, and the support system that his wonderful family has given him. It's an incredible story. It's an emotional story. But he is definitely doing well. And I'm very excited to be here.
And the last time we saw him was in our parking lot during postseason last year. And he was still thin. And, and if you see pictures of him before the accident, he was built. I mean, he was, good stern looking face, and that's back. And he looks great.
He does. So good to see him.
Sandoval out of play. It's 2-2. Sandoval hitting at 276, 14 home runs, 78 driven in. Sandoval drives it to right. He's going to have a base hit. Will it be more than a single? Probably not. Vizcatse did a good job of getting it in. See Brian Stowe put on one of was it Charles's ring?
I think it was.
Charles from our security department.
Manager. And taking some pictures with it. Looks good.
You know what? This could be a Russian deal, man. Charles may not get that ring back.
That's true. Hey. The precedent has been set.
I mean, if it happens once, it can happen again. Here's Crawford. Crawford fouls it out of play.
Nice. Hey, they voted for you, Smoothie.
They did.
And I can speak for him, as I am his campaign manager. He thanks you very much.
Did that say 28 years?
Yeah, you've been doing this a long time, pal.
I don't think have I been married 28 years?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I am.
Nice going.
Look at this group. You think they're happy?
It's a happy place.
In tight to Crawford, 1-2.
And this is a big at bat for Brandon Crawford. I mean, he's hitting at 249. And I mean, Cap, what is the difference between 249 and 250?
Yeah. So, if you like, what ball players do is they round it off. Yeah, I hit in the 240s. Yeah, I hit in the 250s.
Big difference.
249 is still in the 240s, and that's what wears on you.
It's like how you describe when you bought something to your wife. What'd you pay for it? Yeah, it's in the fours.
Yeah, it's in the 40s.
$4.99.
See, the first 65 games, Crawford had it going, and then he hit a spell where he's just trying to get out of it. And it's been a grind.
He's made monumental progress this year as a hitter, and he's going to continue to build on that.
Crawford up the middle, could be a pair. Jerko to Amarista to Medica, and that's a double play.
Well, log on to csnbayarea.com and click on Giants In-Game Live, presented by Comcast Business Class. Enhance the in-game experience on your computer, smartphone, or tablet. You can follow the action on the diamond like never before with in-depth stats up to the second box scores, and join the social buzz with other fans. Giants In-Game Live, presented by Comcast Business Class, only at csnbayarea.com.
Here's Perez. Perez takes a strike. Perez, slow chopper. Jerko doubles it a bit, and they just skip Perez, and that'll end the inning. Third inning coming up. It'll be Hundley, Amarista, and Ross. It's 1-0 Giants. And we have our boss with us, the man in charge of this organization, and that's Mr. Larry Baer. Larry, thank you for showing up. You did not get the memo on the orange shirts, but that's okay. And we mentioned something today. I've never seen as much orange in this park as I have today.
It's incredible. And as you know, Dwayne, and we usually talk the last game of the season, no matter where we're going, as in the standings, the crowd, the fans, Giants fans, second to none. I do not believe you could find another group of fans, whether it's in this sport or any other sport, that are as loyal and make even road games home games, as we saw last week in New York. And I have to say that there's just no shortage of appreciation from anyone in the organization. I think Hunter Pence actually said it this morning as they announced his contract officially, that the fans were a big part of what made the experience so rich and rewarding his year and a half with the Giants, which he's now going to tack on 5 years. And you cannot overstate how important it is every day to have the adrenaline rush when you show up in the ballpark, see the orange, as you say, and just be part of the feeling. And these guys that play ball for a living, they grew up as little leaguers, and there's nothing like people rooting for you, and we've had that second to none. And so, just a big thank you, for starters, a big thank you to the fans.
1-2 to Hundley. Giants are leading 1-0, and there have been at times this year, Larry, where this has not been a fun team to watch. And I will say that our fans have been very forgiving, and I think the players also appreciate that.
Well, that's the thing. It's in professional sports, you're just not going to do as much as you want to. You're not going to have perfection. And the reality is that this year the fans have hung in there with us, just amazingly so. We're finishing strong. We'll have a winning September, which is good. And as you guys remember, in 2011, we didn't qualify for the playoffs, but we had a strong September. And I'll never forget those 3 last games, home games against Colorado, where the fans were into it. And I really believe that helped carry over into 2012, which was a championship season.
2-2 to Nick Hundley. We're with Larry Baer here in the final game of the season. That's right, 162, and when it's all said and done, it goes fast. Our fathers were correct about baseball and life. It goes fast.
That's right. And there's an enjoyment factor that is amazing. That's not the most enjoyable thing I've seen, though.
And that may be the best visiting home run call of the year. Hundley ties it up. That's his 13th of the year.
Well, I think right there in your home run call, Lars, that you were the voice of the fan.
Yeah, that's right. You didn't want that ball to go out, but unfortunately, it probably was a pretty good pitch to hit.
Hanging slider. 13th home run of the year for Nick Hundley.
So we have a situation now where it's as soon as the final out is recorded in this game, it's all in to 2014, and we're going to be focused on every possible way. And there's been many meetings, as you know, in the recent weeks. But now it's 100% on what we can do to get back to where we were in 2012.
Well, the Hunter Pence signing is about as good a start as you can get.
You know, in today's game in the sport, there is just a reduced supply of athletes that are available through free agency and even trades, as teams are locking up their players long term. We've done that. We've done that with Matt Cain. We've done that with Masson Bumgarner, and of course with Buster Posey, with long-term contracts that take them through big stretches of their careers. So as other teams do that, you've got to really be strategic and figure out who you can lock up in the short term. And it's a lot easier to lock somebody up who's had the experience playing for your club. And it's just a lot simpler to if you fall in love with a player, to sign him and get him on your team in the future before he hits the free agent market and before you're competing with 29 other clubs. And we thought it was really important to send that message to the guys in the clubhouse by getting him signed today or yesterday, and send the message to the fans as well.
Here's the 3-1, and it's foul back. Well, I'll say this. Look, look at the numbers in the years, and you don't think, well, this guy gave the Giants a discount. I think it was a fair contract for everybody.
And that's not the notion of a hometown discount. It sounds good, and as I think you guys know, it's not really what we're trying to do. We're not trying to say to a guy, well, you've been here a year and a half, and we love each other, so play for X% less. What we're saying is the old expression that my mom used to say is, if there's a will, there's a way. He wanted to be with us. We wanted him to come back long term. So let's just figure out a way to get it done, and let's do it without the waiting a month and having to go through all the machinations. I mean, the good news is now Brian Sabian can plan for what the next move is. So we have our right fielder for next year. If it was a question mark, then we would have to jockey and do plan A, plan B, plan C for how to fill right field.
Lifted out to left field, hit pretty well. Earlier, Hunter Pence said this: he's here to win.
There's a hunger here, and there's a confidence, and there's a championship mentality. So when I signed this deal, I signed it to be a player that's here to win.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing, too. Look, you can love a city and love an organization, but what is the bottom line? And the bottom line is to win.
One of the things in doing the evaluation that Bruce Bochy provided us and Brian Sabian felt very strongly about was the fact that what Hunter brings to the clubhouse, and it's not just that sort of the cheerleading aspects, but it's by example, playing every game, going hard on every batted ball that he's running out, literally every pitch in a long season of 162 games. The way he goes hard, that is a very important dynamic to bring to the clubhouse, and it spreads through the clubhouse.
Also, you've got X amount that you're going to spend, and now you have a better idea as to what's left and where it can go. The earlier you do it, right? Exactly
right, and be able to plan when we just the minute we start the off season, as opposed to have that question mark as we talked about. And so now it's no secret that we're going to try to work on Tim Lincecum and Javier Lopez and see what we can do there, and as well as take a look at everything else. So it's the guys that you can call up from your farm system. It's trade possibilities, and it's possible other free agents.
Ross tags this one, but Blanco looks like he's under control. 2 outs.
A lot of fly balls right now coming off the arm of Moscoso. Well, I want to go back to that one point about what Hunter Pence said about I came here because I have a chance to win. And I mean, that's one thing that you've always been faithful to, is that when the team breaks north out of spring training and they head up to San Francisco, they think they're going to win. And that's not always the case if you look around baseball. And that is a commitment you made to all these people that have supported this team over the years, and that's not going to change.
Well, Mike, that's really the one piece that we have to deliver to the players and to the fans, is that, and you can't always, it's not going to be 100%. You're not going to do it every year. There's a lot of years here, and things can go wrong and things can happen, but we really need to deliver and communicate that we're delivering. We want to be in contention, to be in the playoffs, and then once you get to the playoffs, anything can happen. So that's the promise. That's the pact we have with the players, and that's the pact we have with our fans. And that is unwavering and 100% solid.
Denorfia down the right field line, and it is a fair ball. Pence will dig it out, and Denorfia is on with a 2-out double.
Yeah, that's an 0-2 mistake for Moscoso. Two nice tight sliders to get ahead 0-2, and then he hangs a breaking ball or a fastball right out over the middle of the plate, and he got burned.
So here's Jesus Guzman. Guzman struck out in the first inning.
I also want to take a second to thank you guys and the crew, Jim Lynch, Jeff Kuiper, and the incredible crew downstairs. It's been a wonderful year for you guys, as always. Another wonderful year, I should say. And I think that the fans so enjoy your telecasts day in and day out, and it's just it's great to know we have the best crew in baseball. And thank you to everybody, and thank you to all the guys in the truck who don't always get the recognition.
You know how we feel about those guys. You know how we feel about doing these games. It's sheer pleasure. Let's put it that way.
And all the guys, all the camera guys, Rusty. Rusty, why don't you wave, Rusty? There you go.
Rusty loves to be acknowledged. There's a strike. Plus, it's hard knowing that we're doing these games on the road. You're here, and you, as a former broadcaster, are taking notes. That's a little worrisome.
That's true.
For us.
I've delivered my report to myself here. I haven't sent it to you yet. By the way, Rusty, I owe Rusty about 1,000 pieces of bubble gum. He throws bubble gum up to our guests every game in about the 6th or 7th inning.
That's how he gets his dates, too, by the way. So Guzman strikes out. We're going to say farewell to our boss. Larry, thanks.
Thanks so much, guys. Can we start spring training in about 2 weeks?
Let's go. Game 1 of the World Series, Jack Brickhouse.
Way back in center field, way back, it is Willie Mays just brought this crowd to its feet with a catch which must have been an optical illusion to a lot of people.
That's my favorite line from Jack Brickhouse. It must have been an optical illusion. Anyway, that's what happened on this date in 1954. Dusty Rhodes, who took that hit away from Dusty Rhodes. And I think, if I remember right, it would have been his 5th hit. 4th or 5th.
I think you're right. You talk about Jack Brickhouse. He was our television broadcaster, and he worked alone when I was with the Cubs back in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, we watched him our whole childhood.
And he would talk about those broadcasts he had with the New York Giants. One of his favorite teams.
I have to tell you, we were not big fans of Jack Brickhouse because we didn't like the Cubs. But we did respect him. He was good.
You were a Braves guy.
His classic Ernie Banks home runs, or any home run by the Cubs, where he would finish it with, hey, hey, hey. It was great.
Hey, hey. Oh, boy.
Do we have a massive ugly finder? Or does somebody get dinged?
They're taking inventory right now. I think everybody's okay. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Missy good down there?
Yeah. All right, it never gets old. We're looking at ugly finders. Heads up, Dave Greshner.
Could be Carl. Could be a number. It's not Vogie, I know that.
Well, Giants season tickets are currently sold out, but you can get on deck as a 2014 Giants season ticket member. This waiting list will give you access to opening day and all Giants home games in 2014. So lock in significant per game savings and enjoy all the benefits of a Giants season ticket. To get information, call 415-972-2298 or go to sfgiants.com/season.
Here's Blanco. Medica, 2 outs. All right, let's check in with Amy G if she's okay. Amy?
We're doing great. I hope Mike Krukow is proud of us as campaign manager, Dwayne, because we found some serious voters and fans that want to help you out. They want to see Dwayne Kuiper get on the ballot, the Hall of Fame ballot for the Frick Award. Excellence in broadcasting. He is so deserving. Go and vote. Facebook.com/baseballhall. Hashtag vote Dwayne. Hashtag rally kite. We got it going on, Mike Krukow out here.
Well, you did well. And I think you've represented your precinct well today, Amy G. And we can't thank you enough. But get out there and get more.
Well, they are having a ball, that's for sure. Here's Abreu with this one between the legs of Hundley. I'm not sure if there's anybody in this park that knows it as well as Amy G. She manages to find 3 or 4 different spots a game. The strikeout to Abreu. 4th inning coming up. A 1-1 game.
One to one. Time now for our Ford Ride Choice, and we go back to a ceremony earlier in the year when the fans acknowledged the 2012 Most Valuable Player, Buster Posey. Chuck Shupp. There's Ray Rando handing Buster Posey the Kennesaw Mountain Landis MVP award. It's a great day. That's our Ford Ride Choice.
Here's Jed Jerko. Driven to right. Hunter Pence got a good jump, and he's going to put it away.
All right, time now for our AT&T trivia question. The question today: before Hunter Pence today, who was the last Giants right fielder in franchise history to start every game of the season? You think you know the answer? Tweet your answer to CSN Giants.
When we showed that clip, did I see a smile on Ray Ratto's face?
No.
I don't know.
That was a smirk.
Here's Headley, who drew a walk. He waits and the pitch is down low. Headley at 251. He's 1 for 2 lifetime against Moscoso. And a called strike. Medica's on deck. 2 balls and a strike. We're not just in spring training.
Oh, about a week ago, it seems like.
Doing games on the weekends on KMBR.
Well, that's what it's gotten to. Usually the seasons that seem to go by quickly are the ones you win. But I do believe that it has everything to do with this place. I mean, this place is so much fun to come to. And we've said it before. A 10-game homestand here really feels like about 4 days.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Thought about something today. Your first year, what, 76? 1976?
77.
Your first year, 77.
Yeah, I came up in 76. My first full year was 77.
Do you remember in 76 if you went to Houston or not?
Did not. The only road trip I made was the East Coast swing.
So this is the first year since 1977 you haven't gone to Houston. How about that?
Yeah. I mean, there is no bad city in the big leagues. There are others you like more.
Well, I didn't mention it for that reason. It's just they're not in the league anymore.
It's weird not going to Houston.
Absolutely.
I made one All-Star team in my career, and where was the All-Star game played that year?
It was in the Dome.
Houston.
I mean, we went from going there 3 times a year to once a year, and now this year, none. Now, meanwhile, my brother can tell you all about downtown Houston.
Well, they get to go to Texas about 18 times a year between the Rangers and the Astros.
1 ball and no strikes. This is Medica. Headley drew the walk. This scenario in the second inning, Medica struck out, and Headley was thrown out trying to steal. It was a double play. That happened on a 3-2 pitch, and this one's going to go to the backstop. Wild pitch, and it's 2-0.
Sitting at the inside corner, this thing goes down and away.
I think that was caused by, I think Buster just pretty much assumed that pitch was going to be up. That's where he wanted it.
He had like a higher squat anticipating the high pitch. And that's where they want to try and get at him. And he's proven to this franchise that he can hit the pitch away.
Line to left and maybe over the head of Perez, and it's off the wall. Coming in to score is Headley, and Medica into second base with a double, and the Padres take the lead. So the walk to Headley hurts Moscoso here in the 4th.
As does the wild pitch. So 2 free gifts of 90 feet and a hanging slider to Tommy Medica, and the Padres take the lead. And then once again, Medica impressive in his swing on a hanging breaking ball.
Here's Kotze. Kotze lined out to Pablo Sandoval in the first inning. And Kotze bounces this one foul.
Talk about the farewell day for Mark Kotze, saying goodbye to the umpires. And you play 16 years in this game, and you will know all the umpires by their first name, where they live. You'll know all about their families. An emotional day for this guy. And someday he will get back into it as a coach, maybe a manager. He's that type of player. He's got a lot to offer.
Out to Hunter Pence. Tagging is Medica. Once they hit that one a bit towards the end of the bat, what we have seen this week is the ball really carrying this park. It's like, where are we playing, for crying out loud?
Not used to it.
Here's Hundley. Hundley hit a slider into the bleachers in left field, called by Larry Baer. And he pops this one up. Sandoval in foul territory, and that'll end the inning. A walk and a double. Padres take the lead. Belt, Posey, and Pence coming up.
By authority of the San Francisco Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
We're going to ask and answer our AT&T trivia question. The question today: before Hunter Pence today, who was the last Giants right fielder in franchise history to start every game of the season? Our survey said Willard Marshall. And if you got that, you are good.
I thought he was the weather guy on the Today Show.
No, that was Willard Scott. All right, all the way from Cal Poly to the Cove. Nice going, you Mustangs. Who won last week, by the way?
Yes, they did.
Beat Portland State.
Here's Belt. Belt takes a strike. He looped a double down the left field line to knock in Abreu. Takes this one to the back foot, and it hit him.
Well, that's 390 feet. Thank you very much. Didn't look like it was too painful.
So here's Buster Posey.
All right, let's take a look. Talk about back foot sliders, and that's literally a back foot slider. Right on the top of that size 15.
He's got the shin guard on the wrong shin. Here's Buster Posey at a fly ball to right. Good play by Hundley. Pence to follow. Giants trail by a run. Posey on the ground into left field, a base hit. Belt will stop at second. And that'll bring up Hunter Pence.
All right, let's take a look. It's a swing that we'll look forward to come next spring. Never gets old watching that hack, ever.
Here's a Hunter Pence fan. Pence bounced out sharply to short in the first. Belt at second, Posey at first. Giants trailed 2-1. And a first pitch in tight, but a called strike. It's 0-1.
Well, I mean, you said it before. I mean, 4 RBIs away from 100. You got 2 ducks on the pond. Let out some shaft.
Let her fly, baby.
It's not like he doesn't let out shaft on every swing. It's kind of his MO.
Like that?
Oh, like that. That's a good one.
See, Jeff Kent had 31 in a month. Hunter Pence, seemed like those 29 all came in that 4-game series against the Dodgers. Hans had 26 in the year 2000. Got him. 4th strikeout for Ross. And here's Sandoval.
Hey, congratulations to the Cleveland Indians.
Now they're the only team that of the 3 that are in, right?
Tampa, Texas, and Cleveland all going into today's ball game. It was up in the air as to who was going to be representing the American League as the wild cards. Well, Cleveland just locked up their spot with a 5-1 victory over the Twins. So congratulations. Great job by Terry Francona this year. And I believe he was your pick for American League Manager of the Year.
Yes, he was. Tampa Bay won, so the Rangers have to win.
And they're winning right now 3-2 in the 7th inning over the Angels.
And a base hit to right field, and here comes Belt. And this game is going to be tied. Posey made it. Buster Posey with one of those miracle slides. And this game is tied.
Well, in Mark Kotze's heyday, he had one of the best arms in baseball. And Tim Flannery put the challenge on. He brings home Brandon Belt. And watch the arm of Kotze for one more throw, and he almost gets Posey. Flannery brings him over to third, and watch the creative slide by Posey. Ooh, that was close. Pablo liked it. Yes, he did. Brand new ball game.
So now Crawford has a chance to give the Giants the lead. 1st and 3rd, 1 out, 4th inning. And the pitch to Crawford is high. Crawford bounced into a 4-6-3 double play in the second. Out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Tyson Ross has been pitching Brandon Crawford steadily on the outside part of that strike zone. It's been away, 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 away.
Crawford, base hit, fly ball. Oh, 1 and 2. That's going to slice out of play.
And the thing about Crawford, I think if you pitch him away, you're playing his game. He's got a nice left field approach. One of his areas of growth this year. Starting to believe in that side of the field. And he's always been able to do that ever since we saw him coming out of the minor leagues. he could hit the ball that way. And now I think he goes up there at times trying to do just that.
Tapped slowly, and that's a foul ball.
I don't think Chase Headley was buying that.
Headley's looking down, and Hundley, he really can't tell because he's got to keep his eye on where the ball is, but I bet that was really close.
All right, let's watch Quinn Wolcott, the head plate umpire, sizing it up and take a look at his reaction. I do the same thing when I stick my finger in a wall socket.
Let's see what happens. 1 and 2. And the thing that Ross needed, he got, is Crawford strikes out. Perez is 0 for 1. And a shot, and Jerko is going to catch it to end the inning, and Perez hit it right on the nose. Giants tie it up. 5th inning coming up. Our AT&T U-verse rewind. It happened in San Diego. Tim Lincecum, what did he do? He threw 148 pitches, and he threw a no-hitter on July 13th. The fly ball to Blanco, the buster hug, and that is one of the most genuine Lincecum smiles I think we have ever seen. And more than anything, this little guy thrilled everybody, and we will not soon forget it.
No, never will forget this guy. And hopefully we can see him back in a Giants uniform next year and the rest of his career.
See Giants no-hitters in the San Francisco era. Marshall, Perry, Halicki, Montefusco, Jonathan Sanchez just did it a couple years ago. Kane with the perfect game, and Lincecum with the no-hitter in San Diego. Adrian's is now at short, so Crawford's out of the game. And here's the Padres shortstop, Alexi Amarista. Amarista hit a fly ball to left. He's 0 for 1.
First pitch change up. Been behind in the count a lot today. Strike one has not been his friend.
He's thrown 68 pitches. And he walks the leadoff hitter.
Well, speaking of no-hitters, it was Henderson Alvarez today in Miami, making the last start of the year in Miami with taking on the Detroit Tigers, and he has a no-hitter. But the way that it ended was so bizarre. At the end of 8.5, it was 0-0. So the Marlins go into the bottom half of the 9th inning, and Alvarez had already thrown 9 no-hit innings. They were trying to score a run for him. And a couple of knocks, and they got a runner at third base in less than 2 outs. And there was a wild pitch, and pandemonium broke out in Miami. So congratulations to Henderson Alvarez.
And he was on deck. And he had to stay in the game, right?
Oh, you have to.
The National League. Ross shows bunt, and he bunts this one over the head of Buster Posey. See the line, 9 innings, obviously no hits. A walk, 4 strikeouts. Really, when you think about it, such an odd way for the ending of a no-hitter. It's up to your own offense to get the no-hitter. So come on. Well, Amarista with a good lead. Ross hits one out to left. Perez will put it away.
Yep, Ghirardelli Sundays always taste better on a Sunday. And that's the line that is the most patient in the entire ballpark. You had one of them.
I had a mini one.
How was it?
It was fabulous. Here's Denarfia. Denarfia doubled in the 3rd. And a quick toss, and Amarista is back. Moscoso to the plate, swing and a miss.
If you're wondering how close that no-hitter was to a perfect game, it wasn't very. Alvarez in the 1st inning hit Prince Fielder, and then Iglesias, their shortstop, got on an error by Echeverria, the shortstop for the Marlins, and then Andy Dirks has walked on 4 pitches with 2 outs in the 9th. So still not a perfecto, but a no-no. That's a great way to end the year, huh?
Well, I still believe Yasmero Petit would have had a no-hitter, but because it was a perfect game, he was forced to throw a strike to Eric Chavez.
Yeah.
I mean, if you allowed a base runner prior to that, you didn't have to throw a strike to Chavez. You could bounce one for crying out loud.
Yeah, it makes all the difference. And this tells you how much more pressure there is on a perfect game for that fact alone. Now, next year, when Henderson Alvarez makes his next start, he'll have the opportunity to try and tie Johnny Vandermeer, throwing 2 consecutive no-hitters back to back. So this outing today will carry over into next year, or whenever he's in the big leagues making his next start.
So the hitting streak, right?
Yeah.
3-1 to Denarfia.
But very cool. We got a chance to watch it. It sort of reminded you of the no-hitter that the Giants bullpen coach Mark Gardner had against the Dodgers when he was with the Expos. He threw a no-hitter and lost. 9 no-hit innings, and then it was 0-0, and he wound up giving up a hit in the 10th inning, and Dodgers won that ball game. But you throw a no-hitter and lose, that's...
Amarista goes. Sandoval, it kicks off his glove, and Amarista is going to head over to third. That'll be a base hit for Denorfia. So here's Jesus Guzman.
Just off the glove. I don't think if Sandoval would have been able to catch it, he would have had a chance to get Amarista at second anyway. He runs well and had a head start. But he would have been able to get the one out, and he would have been able to keep Amarista at second. So Dave Righetti out right now. And this is just a look in the guy's eye and assess as a pitching coach how much you think he's got left. Pitch count's starting to get up there a little bit. There's 77 pitches. He had made one other start. That's back when the Giants played Tampa. And they played Tampa the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of, I guess it was August 4th when he made his start in that series against the Rays. So arm strength is a bit of a concern right now. You don't want to expose a guy into a long inning when he's got 70-plus pitches under his belt, like what's happening.
Well, he needs a strikeout here, and it's Jesus Guzman, who he struck out twice.
Or a ground ball to Adrianza.
Low. Jerko to follow. 2-2 ball game. And tight. 2 balls and no strikes.
And one thing we have learned about Moscoso, he's not in any hurry when there's nobody on base. But when you get runners on, it will come to a screeching halt, as it has done here.
Good pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Change up. Maybe a slider. Sometimes it's hard to tell with him because his slider's got straight down snap when you see it from that angle from our center field camera.
Two balls and 1 strike. And now Moscoso can indeed go for the strikeout as Guzman bangs it off his foot.
Well, you're right. Pitch for that ground ball early. You get to a 2-strike shot. 0-2, 1-2, now 2-2. You'll have a chance to strike him out. So he hits himself in the right leg, it looked like. Right above the knee. You're not supposed to get hit there, are you?
Nope.
It's hard to do.
Two and 2. Denorfia may be thinking about taking off. We'll see here. He does not go.
He made the pitch he wanted to make. Just a little bit too high for Quinn Wolcott, the plate umpire. And perhaps a wee bit inside.
Had to have been inside. Hey, it's game 162. That's a strike. Serious.
Well, I can't argue with you.
3 and 2. Now it's likely Denorfia will be going. He goes. Foul. So Denorfia back to first. 2-2 ball game, 5th inning. Moscoso pitching to Jesus Guzman. And he's pitching for the strikeout, double play, pop up.
So they do it all over again. Buster wanted a slider. He shook off a fastball in. He shook off a fastball away, and now he wants to throw a curveball.
Then Arfia goes. He walked him. And that's going to be it for Moscoso.
Just ran out of gas.
He did make a pretty good pitch, though, to Guzman. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Dunning coming in.
You by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
It's a 2-2 ball game. The Padres, however, have the bases loaded.
Jake Dunning, the new pitcher for Bruce Bochy, and he's looking to give the skipper a ground ball. Let's take a look at his year. 28 times he's come in. 0-2 in the year, 2.55. It's an opportunity for him to get a first big league win. He inherits a bases loaded, one-out situation. He's a fastball, low 90s guy with a hard slider and a changeup. Right now, he needs to throw strikes.
And he's throwing to Jed Jerko. And the first pitch is high. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Jerko is bounced out, and he's lined out to Hunter Pence. Padres trying to retake the lead here in the 5th. And Dunning now has to throw a strike.
Well, he was underneath that pitch badly. And that's something you see from a young arm this time of September. It usually means they're tired.
Yeah. How do you correct that with the bases loaded and the 2-0 count?
You got to figure out a way to get in there. Throw another pitch, and maybe your slider, whatever you can get into that strike zone, you got to get it in there right now. And Jerko is going to leave his shoes.
High, deep, gone. And that's a grand slam. And it's 6-2.
Well, let's take a look at it. Just a challenge fastball, and that's what elevates on contact when you get him up above the belt with guys with power. You see the natural uppercut that he's got. I mean, he's trying to yank. And when you give guys like this count leverage after they've seen a couple of pitches, they've got you time, they know the movement. And that is home run number 23 on the year for Jerko.
Here's Headley. Headley takes low.
That hurt. So he can close the books on Moscoso now. He's allowed 5 runs on the day.
Well, that ball was in the air. Bruce Bochy had taken his hat off, and that's never good.
No, the hat off is a bad indicator.
One ball and one strike. Sandoval over by the Giants dugout. He gets there in time.
Take a look at the lift that he has. A natural uppercut. And just back spins it out. I mean, he's just a strong guy. He doesn't have to catch 100% of it to get it out of here.
Well, he had the perfect count.
And the perfect location.
And the perfect situation with the bases loaded.
Yeah, grand slams on the last day of the season will make you smile.
I got one.
Here's Medica. Medica doubled in the 4th. Rolls this one to Sandoval on the backhand, and that's off 1. So Medica is aboard.
I don't think Sandoval ever had good balance in this play.
I agree.
Ball hit to his backhand. And just throws way wide, and he's normally a very accurate arm. Not a whole lot Brandon Bell could do other than go out, leave the bag and go catch it.
So an air charge to Sandoval. Down the left field line. This is a foul ball.
Mark Conte, in his last day as a big leaguer, has had 2 really good at bats. His first one, he lined out sharply to Pablo Sandoval. His next at bat, he hit one to the wall in right field. It was caught by Pence. And here, just inches away. And I got to believe that if he gets a hit, it's going to be his last at bat. And how close was he? Close.
Yeah. Close enough to make you want to quit after the game.
Well, after 16 years, I think you're right.
Hit on the ground to Adrianza, and that'll end the inning. So the grand slam now is the difference. It's 6-2 Padres.
Company Electrifying Play of the Year. No doubt about it. We go back to May 25th. Angel Pagan steps up against the Colorado Rockies, and it's a inside the park walk-off home run. The Giants would beat the Rockies on this effort by Pagan 6-5 in 10 innings, and the win put the Giants in a tie for first 5 games over 500. And that is our Solar Company Electrifying Play of the Year, and that was a good one.
It was a walk-off for Tim Flannery as well.
That was pretty much fun.
Roger Kieschnick is going to pinch hit. Kieschnick takes a strike. It's Tim Flannery's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Flan Man. To the best third base coach in the business.
What do you think Flan is? 68?
At least.
69? He's in good shape for a fellow that age.
Yeah, he's hanging in there.
Hit on the ground to the first baseman, Medica. MLB.com at Bat is celebrating 5 years as your #1 mobile app for live baseball. At Bat delivers Giants baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, highlights, and more. Text at Bat to 31826 or visit sfgiants.com for details. Here's Blanco. Blanco takes down low. He struck out and bounced out.
Next pitch for Ross, number 65. Slider's been good. He established that the very first inning with these Giants hitters, and that's been a good weapon of his all game long. He's had a nice feel for it. Watch Ross's delivery. 6'6", long arms. It's just kind of a lazy arm delivery. He just gets on you quick with lots of movement.
Pitch is a bit high to Blanco. Abreu is on deck. And a strike call, 3-2. Giants need base runners. We're in the 5th. It's amazing how a grand slam will do that. Been watching this family, Mike. They're in the front row of the club level. And Mama's got her hands full.
Yep.
Dad's enjoying the game. He's got the left hand on number 1, keeping him. But Mom's got to keep these two from going over the ledge.
Yeah, well, that's a concern.
Look at, see, here he goes.
Easy, easy.
Oh, you know what? I know one person that can relate to that, and that would be your wife.
She had 5 to 10 too. Mom right there is a gamer babe. Nice going.
Yeah, I got mine under control.
Yeah.
Great looking girl.
So who's the guy you got to put the beeper on?
The one on the far end.
Yeah, no doubt.
Blanco goes. Hundley's throw is going to be into center field. Blanco's going to get up and move to third.
Stolen base number 14 on the year for Blanco. And an error will be given to Nick Hundley, Padres catcher. Let's take a look at the jump. And with a 4-run lead, didn't look like Tyson Ross is paying a whole lot of attention, and a good base stealer will take advantage of it. Looked like Hundley got underneath that, had a little push in that arm release. So you're down 4, you got to crawl back. 1 run seems very important right now. Padres are giving it to him. You just have to put it in play.
Abreu thinking water. 2 balls and 1 strike. And why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
You get 2 strikes on you. Absolutely, you need to put the ball in play. And that fastball is high at 95. Out of play. It's now 3-2. Here's where Abreu's got to put it in play, get it on the ground somewhere, get it in the air.
Hundley wants a slider. So he gets the strikeout, and once again, that slider to the rescue. That is strikeout number 6 for Tyson Ross, and all of his strikeouts are swinging missed strike 3s. That's a good pitch. That's tough to lay off. You're seeing that thing as a fastball for a long time.
So here's Belt. Belt is doubled, and he was hit by a pitch. And he takes that breaking ball down low. 1 ball and no strikes. That's the pitch that hit him on the shin. Foul back right off the top of the post. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Up high to Belt. Buster Posey on deck. 6-2 Padres. A grand slam by Jed Jerko, the difference. Belt on the ground. That's a fair ball. He's going to hit the bag at first and go into second with his second double of the game, and he picks up RBI number 66, and it's 6-3.
He's moving up that doubles list. Once again, they call the slider. This one has a little elevation to it. You see they expose the line to it, and he hits it right over the bag. An easy call for Andy Fletcher, the first base umpire.
So here's Buster Posey with Belt at second base. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Buster with a base hit in the 4th. He's 1 for 2.
Guard the line at third base. Thinking he's going to pull.
Well, his base hit went to the left of Chase Headley in the 4th inning. And he taps this pitch that was up and in. It's 1-2. Well, the Giants have got a run back. It's 6-3. A hit here could make it 6-4. Outside 2-2. Five hits for the Padres, 6 hits for the Giants. Posey looking at a 2-2 pitch. Rolled to second. Gurko has it, and that'll end the inning. A run on a hit and a walk. Sixth inning coming up. 6-3 Padres.
Gaylord Perry, and very appropriate this time of year because he said the trouble with baseball is that it's not played the year round.
That's
true.
A fact. It's a 6-3 ball game. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
George Contos comes in now for the 52nd time. 2-2 with a 4.56 ERA. Good strikeout to walk ratio. Almost 2.5 to 1. Fastball low 90s. Good hard no dot slider. Go get him.
Yeah, well.
Yep. There's the Higgins family.
You know the last thing Mom said? Are you sure you can handle this?
Well,
he's the one guy you got to watch, though. I'm telling you. Just hit on the ground to Belt.
It's great to see Billy Higgins in a Giants hat. He's a longtime Cubs fan.
Can't stop.
Twin boys and a beautiful daughter.
Does he have any restaurants in Chicago?
I think he does.
How many?
At least he used to.
He's not a Cubs fan.
He's got a bunch here.
Does he look like a
Bay
Cubs
Area
fan to you?
Well, he looks like a Giants fan right now. I'm just saying.
So you're saying if he goes to Wrigley Field, the Giants hat goes in the closet?
That's the first thing that goes in the closet. And if the Cubs ever win the World Series, he'll be on a float someplace in that parade.
I don't think so. I don't think Mom's letting him out of the house, to be honest with you.
Not with three little ones like that.
But Mom's back. She might be back with an adult beverage.
It's good. It's all part of the process.
Yeah.
Here's the deal.
If you sit in your chair for 3 minutes, I'll let you have this. And stop bugging the people behind us. Adrianza.
Well, join the Giants on your next Giants vacation. The spring training in Scottsdale. Giants vacations offer the most unique behind-the-scenes spring training fan experience that is available. Multiple packages are available to choose from, including the popular Giants senior package. All Giants spring training packages sell out quickly. They all sold out last year, so make sure you book your reservations today. Call 1-800-670-0858 or go to sfgiants.com/Giants vacations.
Here's Ross. Ross takes a pitch high. Ross has flied out twice. (6-3) Padres, 6th inning. The big hit, a grand slam. Jed Jerko off of Jake Dunning. 1-2. And that'll do it. And a nice inning for Contos. For the Giants, Pence, Sandoval, Crawford coming up.
Single game this season. He's the only San Francisco Giant to accomplish this feat. And of the Giants organization, Alvin Dark last did it in 1954, gentlemen. Bruce Bochy's glad that he's going to be back for 5 more years and gave Hunter Pence the ultimate compliment earlier today.
I think the best compliment I could give you, Hunter, is if I had a kid and he came out to watch a ball game, I would say watch Hunter Pence. Watch how he plays the game, the passion that he plays with. Now, I'll be honest, I may not have him watch you throw, or you're on deck swings, but I'm just talking about how he plays the game.
He sure does. He plays it hard. Doesn't matter what you look like as long as you get it done. Hunter Pence will be a San Francisco Giant through 2018. Dwayne and Mike.
All right. Yep, Mike, I think you've said it many times. You said it on our radio show. If you're going to bring your kids out to the game, he's the guy. Watch Hunter Pence. And if you want to know how to play, just watch him.
Play like that guy. He will never let you down.
Oh, no, Mike. Oh, no, Mike.
7 months without Crooked Kite. Well, we'll be around. KNBR. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all year round.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Pence. Pence has bounced out and struck out. And he takes a called strike, and it's 0-1. Sandoval and then Crawford make that Adrianza, not Crawford. On the ground to Amarista. 1 out. So Sandoval's got a couple of hits. Sandoval singled in the second, then singled and knocking a run in the fourth.
Yeah, good day to bring a fan, drink a cold one, watch a ball game. Weather today is just absolutely stunning. It could not be any more perfect. Yep. Bring your sun hats.
And that's to the backstop.
That's the thing about Tyson Ross. I mean, he'll be cruising along, painting inside out corners, and all of a sudden he'll hit a nerve and he'll bounce one about 30 feet short, or he'll throw one about 8 feet over your head. Well, he's got a wild hair up his nose, and every once in a while it'll tickle his brain, and you don't know where it's going.
The 2-0. Sandoval sharply on the ground to third. Headley hangs in there. 2 outs.
And it really isn't a bad thing, provided you can get back into the strike zone once you leave it for a pitch or two, because it's not a comfortable at bat when a guy's throwing mid-90s.
No. That is a fact. Here's Adrianza. Crawford departed after his at bat in the fourth. And Adrianza's got a base hit. And that's going to send Juan Perez to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on. And for the Giants, they pick up their 7th hit. Back up the middle.
Just a challenge first pitch fastball. It goes right up the middle with it, and that's a nice disciplined swing. Right back where it came from.
Adrianza's got a little bit of speed. Perez is 0 for 2. His last at bat, he hit a line drive right at Jerko. Stauffer in the bullpen getting loose. Tim Stauffer. So Perez trying to extend the inning, move the line along. He takes a strike on the outside corner. Another in 2.
Again, the slider. How good has that pitch been for him?
Been terrific. Angel Pagan now out instead of Monell, who walks back to the dugout. 0-2. Way outside, 1-2. Pitch count wise for Ross, he's at 93. One ball and 2 strikes. And a little flare down the right field line. Perez really just fouled off a good pitch. Hoping to see a better one to hit.
Keith Hembree getting heated up.
One ball, 2 strikes. And Adrianza has to crawl back in. 6-3 Padres. So Texas won, Tampa Bay won, Cleveland won. And Perez strikes out to end the inning. 7 strikeouts for Ross. We'll touch on that when we come back. Toyota dealer. Ross has been very good. He's allowed 3 runs, but he struck out 7. Moscoso, well, kind of got taken out at the wrong time because Dunning then gave up a grand slam. 3 of those runs were his. Jerko hit the grand slam, and Belts had a nice afternoon with a couple of doubles, and that's our Toyota game summary. So Cantos, who had a very good 6th inning, will open up the 7th. So it looks like there may be a game tomorrow. Huh?
Well, that's the way it sets up.
3 teams really had to win today. Cleveland didn't have to win today, but it would be in their best interest to win today, and they did.
Well, they locked it up, so there will be a 1-game playoff between the Rangers and the Rays tomorrow.
Here's the 1-1 pitch coming up to Denorfia. Denorfia picks up his 3rd straight hit.
That's swing of the bat. He's hitting 280 now.
Here's what we're talking about. Cleveland, Tampa Bay, and Texas. Cleveland's in. Tampa Bay will play Texas. This is the box or the line scores for today. Cleveland ends up winning their last 10 games. And they had to.
They had to go. I mean, that's a remarkable story.
Because just about the time they started to play well, the Rangers got hot, and Tampa Bay was really steady at the end as well.
Well, congratulations to all 3 of them to do what they had to do, especially Terry Francona, who has really brought some life back into that franchise. He assembled a great staff and put together a team that is making a city very proud, and that's an accomplishment by themselves.
Jesus Guzman takes a strike.
So I know that you'll be watching that game, being an old Tribe member yourself.
I'm going to see if I can get a pass to watch that game.
Yeah, our honeydew list is about as long as our leg.
Absolutely. thing too is nice is you get in the car, and if you've got XM radio, you can hear all the games. You can hear Tom Hamilton, the radio voice of the Indians. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that MLB, you really can see games, you can listen to games on the XM that you talk about it, and then it's really a different. It's like hearing a different game altogether with a different broadcaster.
Well, this is popped up into shallow center field. It'll be a Brayer. Jerko's grand slam made it a 6-2 game.
A 2-0 fastball. Dunning worked the count into a situation where he had to challenge, and this is what happens when you have to come into the fat part of the strike zone to a guy with power, and he took full advantage of it.
And the round of applause you're hearing is Barry Zito is headed to the bullpen. Jerko on the ground, Adrianza, Abreu, Belt, side retired. 6-3, Padres. Lead for the Padres. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Tim Stauffer, the new pitcher now for the Padres, and we've always said that this guy's a little bit unusual coming out of the bullpen because he really can give you a lot of different looks. It's almost like you're taking your at-bats against a starting pitcher rather than a relief pitcher, simply because he will give you the two types of fastball, the curveball, the slider, and the changeup. He's had a good season for Bud Black, 3-1 with a 3.52, 64 strikeouts in 69 innings. He has given up 7 big flies.
Stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Eastern's Giants postgame live. Highlights, reaction, analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. So there you're watching Stauffer get loose. Another sellout today. We've come to appreciate that more and more as we travel around the country.
And never take it for granted.
So Monell will pinch hit.
And we've come to appreciate McCovey Cove because it is never boring.
Okay, we don't see many of that in April or May or June, but September, the weather is perfect.
This is a typical day, weekend here at the Cove.
It's a Joe Montana Sunday, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
While we were freezing our tail off at Candlestick, Joe Montana was playing in the sun. And Monell gets hit. Is it still bothering us? Absolutely.
Just on the tip of the right elbow. Those hurt. Does he have a protective piece? I think he does, and it saved him. Otherwise, he'd be doing the funny bone dance, and that's not a good dance.
The elbow dance?
It's more like the funny bone hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, you're killing me. It's game 162 dance.
That's true.
Here's Blanco. Hembry and Zito back out into the bullpen.
Well, where's Zito's coming out right now? He's going to pitch. I don't know if he's going to start the inning, but he will pitch the next inning.
Well, let's see who's coming up.
Mark Kotze's due a third up. He's a left-handed hitter. Chase Headley switch hitter. Medica right-hander, and then there's Kotze.
Two and one to Blanco. Monell gets hit. He's at first. Giants trying to get as many base runners on as they can. They have 9 more outs in this game. Three and one. So Stauffer's in a spot now where he throws a pitch out of the strike zone here. He's giving the Giants 2 free passes. That's exactly what he's done.
So hit basket and a walk, and all of a sudden the Giants are bringing the tying run to the plate.
That'll turn Bud's black stomach.
So Nick Vincent very quickly up and throwing in the Padres bullpen. That's going to bring out Darren Balsley, the Padres pitching coach.
Quick word. Quick 2 words or 3. You're killing me.
Well, it's game 162. You can say that on game 162. It's about as relaxed an attitude that a team will have going into a professional game as you can get.
Yeah, it is. And then you get hit by a pitch, or you make an error, or you give up a grand slam. All of a sudden, it's like, okay, there will be a box score tomorrow. And a strike to Abreu. Abreu's doubled, and he's struck out twice. Belt on deck. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Monell at second. Blanco at first. Hit on the ground. Medica to Stauffer. Both runners advance. And here's Belt.
Well, Belt needs a base hit to hit 290 on the year. He's at 289.
All right.
Started the game hitting 287, and he's had 2 doubles and a hit batsman, so he's been on base every time.
So memo to Brandon Belt.
And this really has been the breakout year for him.
359 on base percentage. And that will continue to go up.
Swing and a miss. No balls and one strike.
Good changeup. Stauffer first pitch. That was perfect.
The 0-1 to Belt. Swing and a miss.
Boy, backed it up. 2 pitches, 2 changeups. Now you're thinking. Will he throw it again? The one pitch you can't look for. At least most guys can't. Let's just say it's the hardest one to look for.
And a 94 high. 1 and 2.
So he cleans the pallet. He establishes another speed. And he goes up with 94.
The 1-2 to Belt. Belt pops it up. Hundley. 2 outs. That'll tick you off, especially if you've got RBIs out there.
I mean, this is a home run in a milk bottle, straight up. Hundley barely has to leave the dirt. Just a little bit of a slide left, fighting the sun.
Well, here's Buster Posey. Buster this afternoon is 1 for 3. Nope, 1 ball and no strikes. Pence on deck. Same spot. It may be that they're going to pitch around Buster Posey. Those last 2 pitches look like they were intended to be balls.
They are nibbling. He does have an open base, but they also got 96 RBIs in the on-deck circle.
So he does not challenge Buster Posey. Is 2 balls and 1 strike. See if he throws them the same pitch. And they want to talk about it.
He wants to be sure that they're on the same page. And this may have to do with location more than pitch selection.
The 2-1. Swing and a foul back. It's 2 and 2.
Yeah, they set that target on the outside corner at the knees too, and that went right up above the hand. So that wound up being a pretty good mistake. There's the target, and the pitch really got in on it. And they may have swung the ball 3.
2-2 pitch. Here it is. And a full count.
Tried the backdoor 94 with the 2-seam grip. It's amazing a guy's trying to nibble with 94 miles per hour. Miles per hour and a 3-run lead.
A big pitch here. Giants have a shot to get right back into this thing. And it'll be left up to Hunter Pence. It's a good at bat for Buster Posey.
It was. And they have set the table for Hunter Pence, who's sitting on 96 RBIs on the year.
And he's not going to face Tim Stoffel. He's going to end up facing Nick Vincent. Bases are loaded. Hunter Pence coming up. It's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Nick Vincent, the new pitcher now for the Padres. 45th time that he's come in. I see a lot of cutters from Nick Vincent. He's got a good one. He'll run up there high 80s, but has outstanding command with it. And he'll show you a changeup. But basically, the cutter is what has allowed him to have this good season. 49 strikeouts and 46 innings pitched.
And the pitch to Pence. Swinging a base hit to left field. Monell scores. Blanco scores. It's 6-5. And now the Giants have the tying run. In the person of Buster Posey in scoring position.
Just a high breaking ball. It's almost like he felt like a challenge with that first, or that cutter rather. And Hunter Pence looking for it. And look at where that location was up and how has he been on pitches up these last 5 weeks.
Well, here's Sandoval. Sandoval is 2 for 3. Takes high, 1 ball and no strikes.
It's two-seam movement on the fastball running away from the left-handed hitting Sandoval. They give you that one with the fastball, then he'll cut one in on the hands of a lefty.
Swing and a miss.
And there's the changeup.
Out of the box, adjust the batting gloves. And fouls it back, and he had a rip, and it's 1-2.
He had a rip, and he had a pitch to take a rip at. That was a cutter that was coming in the backside from the outside corner, and it was right at the belt. And look at this one. Ooh. just missed it. And he's got every bit of that lower body strength in that swing.
Tying run at second base and a 1-2 count to Pablo Sandoval. Out of play and another good rip.
And the pitch. Bringing a slow roller. It'll be Medica. And Medica flips it to Vincent covering. And that'll end the inning. Giants draw closer at 6-5 Padres.
All right, fans, get rewarded on your tickets when you sign up for StubHub Fan Rewards before you buy. Plus, you'll get the chance at complimentary seat upgrades and perks. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan marketplace for the San Francisco Giants. Just a casual day on the Cove. Giants trailing 6-5 here as we head to the top of the 8th inning. New pitcher for the Giants when it's time for a change. The Expedito change and tune-up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. It's going to be Heath Hembry. Ninth time that he has come in. And you think he's opened up a few eyes? 11 strikeouts in 7 innings against 2 walks, 6 base runners in those 7 innings. And nobody has really squared him up. And a perfect record. Fastball, slider, changeup.
And Headley with a swing and a miss. Headley, Medica, and Kotze. Well, I think we are getting this thing set up for a Zito-Kotze matchup. And wouldn't it be ironic? 2 guys that were teammates in Oakland. One walking out the door for good. The other will be walking out the Giants' door. And it's going to be quite an ovation when that happens.
I'll be clapping.
Me too. 1-2 to Headley. Hembry hitting that inside corner. It's very close. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's not missed by much, and those are quality pitches in an 0-2 count. That's what you want to throw. Those are pitches you expect that hitter's going to leave the zone with and help you out. But you wanted to swing at your location, not his.
Foul back.
And that location was his location, just a straight fastball challenge.
Two balls, two strikes. Headley steps out just briefly. And he stays alive, lifting this one high down the left field line and out of play. Now this guy has been doing this since the first inning
of the first game of the year. He is not happy that this is the last game of the season.
Headley on the ground up the middle of Abreu. He will take it himself. He thought about flipping it to Adrianza, but he makes it himself. 1 out. And here's Medica.
It was empty.
One last chance for Giants fans to let Barry Bonds know how they feel, or Barry Zito know how they feel about him. I think that Barry Bonds know how they feel about him too, if they weren't. But Barry Zito, who's gonna, I would imagine, pitched to Kotsay as we had talked about.
If you said to me in 6 years Zito's still pitching and he's throwing a knuckleball and getting people out, I might.
Yeah, you know, reinvent yourself. Why not?
Look out to Medica, 2-0.
Yeah. Just happened from the Giants dugout. I have to believe it was Bruce Bochy who had Kotsay in San Diego. A lot of respect that Bochy has for this guy, Kotsay. And you can say that around the league. He's been a great pro. And that man right there, a good friend with Kotsay, Tim Flannery.
Now look, you got traded once, right?
Twice.
You got traded twice. So you were in 3 different organizations. I got traded once. And it's amazing the amount of friends that you make in that transition. Can you imagine if you're with 10 or 12 teams, all the friends that you've made?
Yeah.
And all the people that know you and respect you. And that's one of the good things about moving around from team to team. It's not always great for your family life or your wife who has to drag the kids around. But it's safe to say that he's probably had 200 different teammates, maybe more.
Well, and he's the type of teammate that's going to make a relationship with every one of the guys that's in the clubhouse there with him. And he has definitely left his mark on the game. And it has been all positive. And that's why I say at some point I do believe he'll get back into the game.
Got him. And here comes Bruce Bochy. Zito got out to the mound, and then all of a sudden it became business. And he called Buster Posey, and he said, "Hey, what are we doing for signs?" There you see the score. It's 6-5.
Which in all likelihood is going to be the last time he ever takes this mound in this ballpark in this uniform. Now you see the numbers on the year. 7 years he's worn this uniform. And in 7 years, the one memory you'll have of him is when he stood tall in St. Louis last year with the Giants down 3-1 in the National League Championship Series, the NLCS, and he shut down that big Cardinal offense for 7 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. And this is after he got into a bases loaded, nobody out jamming first. And then he pitched game 1 and beat Justin Verlander. And that's how you're going to remember this guy. And for all the things that he has done in this Giants clubhouse, and have left a lasting impression on every young player that came through Mike Murphy's clubhouse when this guy has been a Giant.
Well,
he is a first-class pro.
Interesting to see if Kotsay and Zito make eye contact. May very well be the last at bat ever for this guy. And he's going to soak it up, and I don't blame him. And the first pitch to Kotsay is a call strike. There's something, Mike, that we should mention that just the other day, Bruce Bochy and Brian Sabian talking to the media, and Brian Sabian said, we don't regret anything about the Barry Zito contract and what he's done here. We'd do it again. And every Barry Zito, that has got to warm your heart.
Well, that's the one thing you want to do. You want to justify that deal. And when you get that seal of approval from a general manager that signed you, that means something.
0-2. Tap foul. It's a 6-5 lead for the Padres. Got him. And how about a hand for Barry Zito? And Mark Kotsay. Nothing but dignity and class.
100%.
And we can say the same thing about the guy who struck out.
Big leaguers in every way.
Well, this is the start you were talking about, Mike, in postseason. And you remember, how did that game start out?
Bases loaded, nobody out, and this is how he gets out of the first. And then it's game on. And he carved him up. In the 8th inning, Bruce Bochy came out and got the ball. Great feeling now for Barry Zito. That is a genuine smile. Wow, what a great moment.
He had to have that so did Billy Hayes. They've only had 7 years to do this, for crying out loud.
Well, that may be the best smile we've seen him have. That's a good one. And on the other side, Bud Black hugging Mark Kotsay.
Let the man go, will you? Bertha, for crying out loud.
She wants a picture too. I don't blame her.
Fuentes is in center field. Denorfia moves to right.
All right, back to business. Luke Gregerson, what's new? He pitches every day.
He does.
73rd time he's come in, and he's had another solid season for Bud Black and the Padres. 6-8 with a 2.76 ERA. High 80s fastballs, lots of sliders.
Adrianza with a good bunt. Can Headley throw him out? Yes, he does. And a nice play by Chase Headley.
Well, a good idea, but just a little bit too hard. And that was the only mistake there.
Pagan gets a nice round of applause. He is going to pinch hit. There's Fuentes. Denorfia now in right. Pagan hitting at 283. And here he takes a strike. Swinging a tapper foul. It's 0-2. Hector Sanchez is on deck. Giants have clawed back into this one. Jed Jerko grand slam in the 4th. Make that the 5th. Is the big hit in the game, and since then the Giants have come back to make it a 1-run game. The 0-2 to Pagan, and Pagan rips it foul down the right field line.
That was a loud foul.
Indeed it was.
See a lot of left-handers take that slider from Gregerson, and they will hook it foul down the right field line. And if he drops that thing down and in, that's a pretty easy way to get a strike. A lot of marks in that card today. Calcé has been blued out. Fuentes takes the spot.
Pagan out in front.
All right, a chance for our ball dude. Waited very patiently down there. That's left Brown.
Is left Brown left-handed?
Yes. He had no choice. And there's Rich Brown on the other side. He's already had a play today.
Is he right-handed?
Yes, he is.
Slowly hit. Jerko. Does it left Brown have to be down the left field line?
Well, you would think.
He's probably tired of all that. Here's Sanchez. There's Rich Brown. Brothers. Hector Sanchez batting for Zito. And the pitch is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. And that hits the corner. And right now Sanchez is trying to get on for Gregor Blanco or try to hit one into the bleachers.
Oh, he's got to go yuck-a-do here, at least for another strike. Feed the fish. Tough to do with that location. They're looking for a mistake, middle in, about a hanging slider, just a bit above the knee. Have at it.
Two and two on the pitch down low. And the 2-2 pitch. Look out. Massive ugly finder right into the end of the Padre dugout. And that sent about 4 guys, including Dave Roberts. Unbelievable.
They caught a piece of Dave Roberts. Easy, big fella. Game 162 is not the time to get hurt.
Nope. And Sanchez will swing at a pitch in the dirt. It hit Sanchez, that ball, when he was running down the line. So he's out, and that'll end the inning. So we will go to the 9th. It's 6-5 Padres. October 3rd. Pregame live will start at 6:30. Drew and Randy will have that for you. And you'll see it on Comcast Sportsnet California. Sharks hockey returns on October 3rd. 6-5 Padres, 9th inning.
New pitcher now for the Giants will be the closer, Sergio Romo. Let's take a look at what he's done this year. 65th time he's come in. 38 saves for Romo with a 2.58 ERA. That is a sensational season. 57 strikeouts and 59 in the third. Done a great job of accepting that role.
Strike to Hundley. Hundley homered in the third. Amarista And then most likely a pinch hitter, and it's now 0-2. Blanco's in left, Pagano's in center. One and two to Hundley. Here's Houston Street.
One more slider just to stay in shape. And that one's perfect. It's the one he wants you to swing at. The one you're convinced is going to be on that outside corner, then just explode away. Release point right out front. All control specialists would be the similar release. Beautiful. How many times have we seen that this year? A lot.
How many appearances?
This is 63. Is that what we said?
63. Figure average maybe 8 to 9 sliders in appearance. A few.
Yeah, I'm not talking about just swinging miss strike threes. I'm talking about swinging misses on that slider.
All right. 3 times or 4 times.
There you go.
Oh, and 1 to Amarista. Amarista had a pretty good rip. It's 0-2. Will Venables on deck. Adrianza short. Here's Venable. For the Giants in the 9th inning, the bottom of the 9th, we will have Blanco, Pagan, and Belt. Make that Blanco, Abreu, and Belt. Pagan is hitting in the 8th slot. So here's Venable. Had a nice season this year.
It was his breakout season. I mean, 22 home runs in that ball yard, that put you on the map.
One ball and one strike. Denorfia to follow. One and two.
Nice little two-seam paint job in the outside corner. Movement running away from Venable.
Overshift is on now for Venable. And that's a breaking ball to the back foot. 2-2. Three and two.
Tried to go inside with that slider one more time. Does he go away? Does he go in? He's got to throw a strike.
Hit out into left center field, and nobody's going to get there. We have a collision. Blanco is down, and Pagan gets the ball back into the infield. And Blanco's hurt.
Come on.
Yep. Here's where you worry about knees and ankles. And more so knee than ankle.
Mark Griesbeck coming out to take a look. All right, do collide at the legs. Oh, his right ankle.
Yep. See, Blanco does try to avoid, but
maybe
right at the last, as his right foot went down, that's right where the contact was made.
Maybe a knee. Could be both. Looks like he's holding. Unbelievable.
So it appears as we watch the Giants trying to get Blanco at least sitting up.
Mark Griesbeck there, and Anthony Reyes, the other trainer. And I think he is indeed rubbing that ankle, Kite.
Yep.
Which I think is a bit of a. If you have to injure one area, better it be the ankle than the knee.
Absolutely. Dave Greshner is now coming out, and Blanco will get some assistance. There's a long walk right now.
Well, they need to have some assistance out there. Well, they really shouldn't have to be walking off the field.
So Alonso's going to run for Venable.
Just the ball slicing away from Pagan. I mean, it was really right there in the middle. And as Pagan went into a barrel roll, he took out the legs of Gregor Blanco.
So Peguero will go. Peguero will go out to left. Romo keeps throwing. Denorfia is going to be the hitter.
Last day of the season.
The last out defensively, maybe. A bad one.
So there you see Peguero.
Well, Peguero will go out for defense. Remember, Blanco is due to lead off the ninth. So Alonso is pinch running. And Denorfia taps it to Sandoval. Sandoval to first. Belt will dig it out. And that's going to end the inning. Bottom of the ninth coming up. bit. Michael will also talk about the game with Murph and Mac tomorrow morning on KNBR 680. 6-5 Padres.
New pitcher now for the Padres will be Houston Street, the closer. This is what he has done this year. 33 saves in 34 opportunities. He's been almost perfect. 2-4 in the year, the 2.38 ERA. 46 strikeouts against 12 walks. You're going to see a fastball is right around 90 with a lot of sink. Gets a lot of ground balls with it. Has an outstanding split.
Yeah, one of the big moments today was the Barry Zito coming in under a enormous cheer. He gets Mark Kotsay in Kotsay's last at bat ever. And say this meant a lot to Barry Zito. You can tell by the way he came off the field.
I don't think he'll ever forget that.
Think about some of the trials and tribulations for that guy.
It has been a long journey, and he walks out of here with his head high and a lot of respect.
Here's Figueroa. Figueroa came in for the injured Blanco.
They call it Streets change up a split. It's a change up, circle change, and he also throw a slider. You saw that first pitch to Figueroa.
Figueroa fouls it back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Five hits and 28 at bats. Little pop up over the Padre dugout. It's 1-2. Abreu and then Belt. And Figueroa. It's swung high and deep in the left center field. It is out of here. And this game is tied. How about that? Unbelievable. Anybody has left this place. Why would you?
Why would you want to, ever? Got himself a hang and breaking ball and launched it.
And Abreu into right center field. He's got a base hit. And all of a sudden, Street is going from a blown save to worrying about a loss.
Set up on the outside corner, and this just hangs right over the middle. That is room service, and the kid jumped all over it. And you had a hunch as soon as it left the bat. And 5 rows up, 1 more look from the side, and that lit this place up.
So here's Belt. See, this is about Abreu. He didn't waste any time after the home run. He swings at the first pitch. Here's Belt. Belt takes one through the legs of Hundley. And Abreu down to second.
Well, right now, the wheels are coming off for the Padres. And that's a big free gift to 90 feet.
Belt. 2-0 to Belt. $41,495. Many are standing, all lit up. Belt sitting on a 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Street humped up there. That's 90 miles an hour. That's the best he's got. He put it in a perfect location right outside of the knees.
Two and one to Belt. 3-1 to Belt.
Street knows that he has a base to play with.
Three and two.
Driver seat at 3-1. And it goes after the same location with the same pitch he got the first strike. With the 2-seam fastball on the outside corner. It's a tough pitch in a tough location to pull.
And the walk to Belt.
So Street does indeed take advantage of it.
Here's Buster Posey. Buster Posey coming into this series 1 for 7 lifetime against Street. He's 1 for 3 this afternoon with a walk. With Hunter Pence on deck. Swing, and he taps this one foul, and it's 0-1.
Pretty good arms across the board for the Padres in the outfield. The best one is in right field with Denorthier, who is extremely accurate.
And the 0-1 just misses. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Pounding the knees with that sinker. And you know what he's pitching for. He's pitching for a ground ball. Posey knows it. Hunter's Houston Street's mind right now. He's thinking, if I'm going to miss, I have to miss below the strike zone.
Nice play. Hundley kicks it. Abreu's going to go, and he's going to make it.
And that changes everything.
Wow. Well, Hundley accidentally kicked it after he blocked it, and Abreu saw it and reacted.
Well, that's heads-up base running from Abreu. Get your secondary lead and anticipate, go. I mean, that could be an error.
So Pence is going to hit. His Posey is going to be walked. And my, how things change here in the 9th inning.
Well, one 90-foot mistake, indeed.
Bud Black is going to make some defensive changes. He's pulling out another defensive player. Someone still has to come off the field.
Well, it looks like Logan Forsythe's coming in. It's just a matter of whether he wants to use 2 outfielders and 5 infielders. But he definitely has a plan as to how he wants this set up. He's going to talk to everybody about it. Jesus Guzman is coming off the field, so he's the odd man out. You see Forsythe, number 11, he's come in. He's a defensive player, and he has a good arm. So across the board now, strong throwing arms.
So Forsythe will play the shortstop position. Emery's is going to play right behind the mound.
That is the fifth infielder. You can do this when you've got a guy on the mound that throws sinkers. The play's coming home. Plain and simple. If you catch the ball as an infielder, you're throwing it home.
Here's Pence. 1 ball and no strikes. Sandoval is on deck. Shallow in the outfield, Fuentes and Denorfia, and they're just shallow in the gaps. And a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Abreu at third. Belt is at second. And Buster Posey's at first. Here's the 1-1 to Pence. 2 balls and 1 strike. Street can't play around. He doesn't want to go 3-1. It doesn't mean that he's going to lay one in there to Belt to Pence, but
he knows Pence is aggressive, and he's trying to take advantage of it by throwing stuff down knee high and let the movement drop below the zone. But to Pence's credit, he's been patient.
Here's the 2-1. Swinging a pop-up straight back and out of play. It's 2-2, and Pence got a hanger.
That's what you're looking for. You're looking for something up. Not going to take much of a fly ball to score Abreu in the outfield. Now with 2 strikes, Street's going to try and strike him out. Shadows are coming across the field. The ball is strobing. It's not easy to see.
Figueroa's home run to lead off the bottom of the 9th ties the game. Figueroa only in because Blanco was injured in the top of the 9th. It's 2-2 to Pence. It's 3-2 to Pence.
Fisher not biting. He's going to have to get in the strike zone.
Now all 41,000 standing. Hunter Pence is going to be in the swing mode right here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. High drive. Center field. This one is over. And the Giants with 2 in the 9th beat the Padres. How about that?
It's the way it should be.
Well, you want to win the last game. You want to win the last game in front of a packed house, and that's what they did. And it's the 12th walkout for the Giants this year.
Well, dramatic fashion certainly, but a lot of drama here all day long, leading up to this spirited comeback here in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings for the Giants. And the celebration on the field now, and there are going to be some Giants that are going to want to address this wonderful fan base who've been so supportive this year. And they all hung around for one more last hurrah. The Giants gave them one.
And I guess it's only appropriate that the guy to win it is the Willie Mack Award winner for 2013, and the guy that was rewarded with a beautiful new contract just yesterday, and that's Hunter Pence.
No fan favorite. He is probably going to look back on this year and regret maybe he won it back. He'll end the season with 99 RBIs. Although I don't think he's going to be that disappointed.
You're right, he had 2 RBIs in the 7th inning.
Hey, nice job, bro. Blessed to play with.
Giants still on the field behind the mound. And as Mike mentioned, there will be a couple of Giants, even Bruce Bochy, they're going to speak to this group here, this 41,495. And I know you never know what you're going to expect when you come out to the ballpark, but the grand slam by Jed Jerko made it 6-2, and the Giants kind of played around a little bit. And then they really actually got back in the game in the 7th.
Well, made it 6-3, 6-5, and then a spirited home run from Francisco Cabrera, and then a Peguero rather, and then with the bases loaded, nobody out, Hunter Pence comes in despite a 5-man infield. He does this. He splits the gap out in center. It'll go as a single and just 1 RBI despite having the bases filled, because that's all it took. 1 to send home everybody happy. So Peguero's home run, Pence's single with the bases drunk, and everybody walks out of here with a smile on their face.
Bruce Bochy acknowledging the crowd. He does have a microphone, and here he is.
And thank you, and I mean really from the heart, thank you. What a game, huh? Yeah. On behalf of the team, we all appreciate your enthusiasm and loyalty that each and every one of you brought here to every game. We have what no other team in baseball has. It's not even close. When we fell out of this thing, and after winning the World Series last year, your support has been unwavering, and we really do appreciate that. This team fan thing that we have here, it is truly, truly special. And I promise you, we will work hard this offseason to get back to bring the championship here in 2014. So again, thank you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you at Fan Fest. Thank you.
Thank you, Skipper. Bruce Bochy, everybody.
Well, Bruce Bochy has the microphone. He's going to dish off to Buster Posey. So here's the
And now, fans, time to bring
leader
in
of this
your
club.
2012 National League MVP.
And here's Buster
It's
Posey.
your catcher, Buster Posey.
Oh, man. Just to reiterate what Bochy said, you guys have been unbelievable since day one, since I've been here, and this year was no exception. It was it's a pleasure and a privilege to come here and play each and every day in front of you guys. You know, we know we got some things to work on, and that's the beauty of this game is there's always room to improve, and I think everybody's got a good game plan going into the offseason. We're going to work hard and come out and play hard for you next year. Thank you, guys.
And now, everyone, the 2012 World Championship would not have happened without this man, number 75. Give it up for Barry Zito.
You guys, I just want to say that, you know, when I still remember where I was when I got the text message 7 years ago saying that this deal was going to happen, and I knew I was in for a lot, but I didn't know I was in for this much. And it ended up being just the most, it's so hard to put a word to it, eventful 7-year stint of my life thus far. And on the field and off the field, I've been through so much, and you guys have been there the whole time. And, you know, I feel like we're all a big family here. And regardless what happens going forward, every time I set foot in San Francisco, I'm going to feel like a brother to you all. And I just got to say, coming here, this is an absolute first-class organization. The way it operates from the top down to the bottom and everywhere in between. They strive for one thing here as San Francisco Giants, and that's excellence. And I know you guys are in for a whole lot of better times than we've even had these last few years. And I'm looking forward to watching everything. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Microphone is still alive and well. Zito with some great words, as you would expect, and a lot of goodbyes. That's one of the things about this game, Mike, is when that last out is made and all the emotions of hugs and saying goodbyes, poof.
Nothing breaks up faster than a big league clubhouse, and we said that after 2010 when the Giants assembled after the parade and came here at AT&T, and they, for the last time as a group, assembled out in the outfield. They had a picture taken, and they were never together again as a group. I mean, it changes from year to year, and the same thing was said after last year's 2012 World Championship. They brought the team back together one last time and took that picture, and then they disappear. And tonight, 2 hours after this ball game, these guys will go in their different direction, and they'll never stand as one as they are on the field right now. But collectively, across the board, you hear it from our perspective all the time. You hear it in the clubhouse, you hear it in the dugout, you hear it on the planes, you hear it in the buses. These guys talk about our fans and playing at this ballpark and playing for this great city, and it's a different conversation than other cities have. What we have here and what we've seen here over the last year and how it has developed is one of the most remarkable things that we've ever witnessed, and they do not take it for granted. It's amazing, and everybody knows it. I mean, the fans know when they come here it's going to be this way, and it's always the same. And the support this year, even in a disappointing season, standings-wise, was just incredible.
And no doubt the love and affection goes both ways. Here's your final score on a very exciting Sunday afternoon. It's the Giants 7 and the Padres 6. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews, and the wrap is coming up. But first, let's go to the Sportsnet Central studio.